so-called African primitive tribe has baffled NASA and all other scientists. Scientists hoped fun at this tribe, but were made to eat their humble pie afterwards. Astonishing astronomical wisdom. In the starry heavens, the tribal elders continued amid open skepticism. A companion star, which is invisible to the eye, human eye, accompanies the brightest star visible to the eye. Well, before any astronomical data or NASA and scientific instrumentation had any idea about this star. This star had another companion too. This companion star had about a 50-year orbit around the visible one. Some physics. Now it is extremely heavy. That's what they said, according to the scientists, and also to the report about this primitive tribe. They who knew that it had a very high density, this star. And they also knew that it also rotated along its own axis. And all it had to do about the brightest star in the sky, Sirius, and bigger and much larger than the sun. Sirius has a brightness that is 20 times more than the sun, and also a temperature that exceeds it by 4,000 kelvins. This is what the science is now known. More wisdom from those tribal elders. The tribal elders spoke of a third star. Two rumors now say the number of stars is even going higher. This third star, called Paul, a term which is now in their language means the smallest entity, which we now know as atom. Yes, the tribal elders had a concept of the atom, as well as 11-dimensional string theory, with the 4 eggs out of 11 dimensions left cracked open. But credulity and desire to prove the so-called idiots of these tribesmen caused these Euroscientists of the 19th century and their astronomers to eloquently write these concepts down and produce their book. This is one-dimensional cosmic theory, a deep brain projection of a string, which is now common, which has now come to be known as a truth. How did a people who so backward, and they live literally in hovels, acquire this knowledge without any kind of astronomical devices? Know so much about an invisible star. The star, which scientists call Sirius B, wasn't even photographed until it was done by a large telescope in 1970. This tribe is connected with something that is right inside you. This is an African tribe known as the Dogons in Mali, in Africa. But they are not the only ones who knew that. But the questions still remain. You see, this is where they live. They live in hovels. But they knew all about this astronomical phenomenon. How did they know? How did they know too much? Did the aliens teach them, as scientists later tried to prove? No. Many other tribes in Africa knew about this. The Bushmen identified the star Sirius as the great mother or the grandmother of Canopus. Sirius or Sotis was the star of Sut or Shatter. In its female type, it is represented as the great mother of beginnings in the southern heavens. And Canopus or Nube is a starry sun, which is the other star. In a pre-solar African mythos, this was all known. In Victoria, in Australia, there is an Aboriginal tribe that also know about this star. Now, what is connected? This is a bridge that connects the Bushmen to the Aboriginals across in Africa to Australia. It is a fact. It is true. The image is shown there in their dance, in their show. Although not so obvious in every case, yet the entire system of the most ancient mythology, which Egypt shows to be Hamitic, is one and the same in its origin. It originated in Central Equatorial Africa. In conclusion, therefore, why bother study such ancient African oral mythos? You see, that is the image of Dendera there with everything. The Numo told the Dogon about an experiment in the solar system that caused us to lose our second sun. It destroyed life on Mars and in the Alpha Centauri system and forced the amphibious Numo to come to the Earth. That's what the Dogons teach us. Why should we study this? Because this is our ancestral knowledge. Notice it is the foundations upon which modern scientific skills are built on. NASA uses it. The United States Military Industrial Complex uses it. It will, in later post, show you that all modern entrepreneurs have something to do with Egypt. Nikola Tesla went to Egypt. So this we cannot ignore. You can see this is the path of the star Sirius, according to other Dogon's drawing. This is the Dogon drawing. You can see this is astronomical, true astronomical, or now scientific astronomical diagram. And this is the DNA strand. The same path that Sirius A and B are moving looks exactly like our human genome, our human DNA strand. Nothing is coincidence. This is proof that our ancient ancestors, the Dogons and many others, knew a lot, and they know a lot. What some of the things they know is hidden now and shown in the zodiac. What is the zodiac and what is this meaning? All matters of time in scientific or common street talk can be identified in at least a dozen deities of ancient Egypt with 12 stars. This is our wisdom. If you say, don't study this, don't do anything about this, you can go to hell. I will study this, I will practice this. And a lot of people, successful people, know this. Creation, which is taught by our sages, signifies instance of the first time on Zebitepi. We learn from the inscription of Tautumes on the stela of the Heru Makut or Sphinx. The first time goes back to the days and domain of Shatta. Shatta, who is traditionally the inventor of astronomy, becomes a cosmically connected entity in our life. Now, last twins, which is the Gemin, the beetle-headed Kepera or Puta with the sign of the beetle, later known as the crepe or a tico. The lion-faced Atum with the lion, which is sign of Leo. The Virgin Nath, Vigo. The Hakumaku of scales, the sign of Libra. Isis Sereku, the scorpion goddess, with is the Scorpio. Shu and Tefnat figured as the Aka or Archer with the sign of Sagittarius. Num, the god-headed who presided over the Abbas with the sign of Capricornus. Menat, the divine witness with the sign of Aquarius. This is where us, the Reubenites, come in. And Heru or Horus, the true crocodile with his pieces. These are all the signs that are being used today. You can see this is their slaying the hippopotamus, very ancient. You can see this is the crocodile, this is the animal mother, and these are the stars around it. This is slaying it. And the same story is going on here. This is in Africa. Haunch, this is the connection, cosmic connection. According to the present reading of the astronomical mythology, the imagery configured in the stars was African in origin, not Mesopotamia, not India, nothing but Africa. Now, and it teaches us of its primitive origins in the mysteries of ancient Egypt. The 7 astronomers in the celestial 7 stars of the 7 Egyptian nomes we hold to have been figured first on the earth and subsequently imaged in the heavens, following the totemic sept of the sevens in ancient Egypt, appears to have been mapped out first by in heptanotic or heptanomis system, which is the system of sevens, where you get the week as well as the weekend. Don't settle for anything less than God. Finally, man is an animal with a divine spark. Man equals animals. The body we have is animal. This is what our ancient ancestral African thinkers taught. The key is this animal, flesh, blood, and bones. It is what is controlled by the spirit, which is the real or you, or it's supposed to control you. And therefore, the astronomical signs represent the 12 elders or gods or sons or stars of the zodiac, represent the knowledge, represent the connection, represent that we must know this. These are the dates given of Heru, Puta, Kepera, Tahuti, Ausati, Ausari, Mahat, Sahumeti, Shu, Kununge, Wajet, Nohut. All these are us, represent us as we vibrate according to astronomical stars. Our ancient ancestors says and taught, know the world in yourself. Never look for yourself in the world, for this would be to project your illusion. So know yourself first and project it outside. So that's why we must understand all this. The zodiac. The English word zodiac derives from zodiacus, the Latinized form of the ancient Greek zodiakolos, which is a term that means cycle of little animals. The name reflects the prominence of animals and mythological hybrids among the 12 signs. This is what they said, but that's not the correct. The correct is version, what we have already given. You are an animal, you are not a hybrid. The body is a pure animal. You become hybrid or hybridized by other things, but in pure Asian creation, your body is purely an animal. This is where totems come in place, because totems is an animal behavioral science or self-science, zodiac body science, knowledge of your body in a cosmic manner. That's the totem. So in ancient Egypt, the original sun sank beneath the waters of a delage in the south, in equatorial Africa, and according to the legend, lies today beneath the waters of Tanga, or the thigh, in the lake of the birthplace of humanity, Tanganyika. They have since changed the name Tanganyika to Tanzania. Egypt was set in heaven as the upper land, and the lower Egypt was repeated in Tanganyika. Tanganyika in Shona Chishona would mean Tanga first and Nyika country, or a place or a land ruled by a chief or a king. So know your totem. What is your ancient Egyptian horoscope? This is your key to Tanganyika. Know your totem. It connects us to the cosmic and stars, cosmos via stars. We must plug into what our tribal elders know and share in amazing astronomy as well as physics. This is kunum. This is clear totemic explanation. And this is the Dogon tribal ritual dance depicted the details of the Sirius star system long before Western astronomers discovered Sirius B. This is how we must do it, through our dance and through our knowledge. This is the truth, and this is the fact. We must connect to this knowledge and know that our ancient ancestors had us acquire totems in order for us to move forward. Thank you. Goodbye.